am here with Donald DeLay. Uh, De- Donald DeLay. I'm reading his Twitter handle, so it's got me thrown off. But I'm here with Donald DeLay, and we're going to be talking about cash grab. How are you tonight, Donald?
I'm pretty good. I can't really complain. It's been a pretty long day playing with my kids, just working a little bit.
Oh man, that's the moments you got to cherish is playing with those kids, right?
Yeah, I don't take it. I don't take a single moment of that for granted.
Yeah, that's how I got a 12-year-old little girl, and she is growing up so fast, man. She is just like I miss. She went from laying on my chest and sleeping as an infant, and now she's 12, and at any moment she's gonna be walking down the aisle, and I'm gonna be crying. I'm gonna be so it's they grow up fast. It's like the
Yeah,
snap of a finger.
yeah. I saw this. I can't even remember the name of it or drew it or anything like that. But it was like a regular four-panel comic strip, from papers and what. But it was a web comic, and it was just four panels. It was basically the same panel repeated four times, but there was a little boy next to a dad who was raking leaves. Little boy says, "Dad, what's the best part about being a parent?" And he says, "Watching you grow up." And then in the third panel, he says, "What's the worst part about being a parent?" Just watching you grow up. And it didn't, I thought that was a cute comic, but it like really resonated and hit me when I had my first kid and started watching her grow up. Like, man, this is going by too quickly.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. They shoot up like weeds, and then before you know it, they're gone. Uh,
Yeah.
so cash grab. So
Yeah.
we talked about it just a little bit before the stream. So we're talking about how is it to work with Cecil when he's not on stream, behind the scenes. I don't want to ruin his character, but is he Cecil all the time, or how is that?
No, he's still a trip, but when you see him on live streams, it's like, he's turned up to 11, and then when you're just talking to him on the phone or in a DM, it's like he turns it down to a 4. There's business Cecil and there's party Cecil. Business Cecil is still loose and funny, and you want to hang out with him, and then party Cecil is just, you're just gonna go party with that guy and run lines of cocaine.
Yeah, he's got his Twitter DMs turned off where I can't access him. I was gonna try to invite him on, but I guess when you get famous, you don't have to deal with us little people anymore. So I need to I need to try to see how I can get a hold of him and have him on next time, maybe. Uh, so cash grab, man, it's hitting. It's almost to six figures, dude. What is the? How does that feel?
That feels pretty good. I mean, to be part of something like that, it's mostly Cecil that's causing that to happen. He's become so big now that through his channel and appearing on live streams, people love him, and it's great to see that because it's just a testament to what Ethan says. You can start as a complete unknown, and you build your audience, and you can make money. He's making $100,000 on this. He might make $200,000 if he lets it go a couple more months. Who knows? His next book will probably do better and better, and his audience is growing. But it's great to be part of something like that. Like, this is his first book, and it's so huge, and I'm able to help him bring that out. It's a lot of fun.
Well, this isn't your first. This isn't your first big campaign though, because you had Brute the Badass, and then you had the. Oh, help me with the war campaign.
Vestige.
Vestige. Yeah, I was trying to say
Mhm.
Valiant. Vestige, but so. Cecil gets the credit because he is the personality, but at the same time, it's your art in the book. So,
Mhm.
don't sell yourself short that way because, you've sold several other campaigns with your art in it.
And the same thing, I can say the same thing happened for um, Gat Hanzo and the Vestige book. He was a fan, and then built up an audience with Work Campaign, and they put out a book, and I got to be part of that and help with that. And then my own book, I had some people come over from Death of Love. Not a lot, but I was still pretty much an unknown, a complete unknown. And then I came over and I was able to get a pretty successful campaign. Mine went a lot longer than theirs have gone. So to see their success, how much they've made in such in such a shorter amount of time is it's phenomenal. I couldn't be more proud.
It really is, but you build on each campaign you build on, and
Hmm.
that name recognition that says a lot, and that's what you were speaking about a while ago is just getting out there and getting your book out, and getting your name out, and just getting in chats and just letting people know who you are and that you're there. So
Yeah, I mean, you hear that old saying among artists on Twitter, don't do anything for exposure. Well, you can. Sometimes you can. If it's beneficial to you, you can do something for exposure. Now I'm getting paid, but after Vestige, I really, really, really wanted to jump into Brutus Book 2 and start that going so that I could get as much of it done, try to get it finished by the time I got to print the first book, which is coming soon. It's coming soon. I got a new printer,
yeah,
and
um,
yeah,
go ahead.
that coronavirus just like completely screwed me over. I feel bad for all the people in China, but could you kill your citizens on your own time, please? I'm trying to print a comic book.
Yeah, it's had to be the worst luck, man.
Yeah, is
The the coronavirus, I think it might kill us all. What do you think?
I don't leave my house, so I'm safe. Unfortunately, I do have a kid that goes to school, so there is that, and I just spray her down with a can of Lysol before she gets to the car. Nothing on
Yeah, has it come to the point to where you're wearing the mask yet?
Not yet. Not
My,
yet. Or if
my
my kid comes home and she starts sneezing and coughing, I'm gonna be putting on a hazmat suit and she's gonna be getting a Lysol bath every night, and I'm just gonna wear that thing 24/7.
my wife, she went through LAX last week, and she debated on like having the full mask and everything on it. She was she was worried about TSA that she didn't want to like she didn't want to get tackled going through the airport. So, but she thought about it. It's on your mind, I guess. They blow. I don't know if they're blowing it up out of proportion or what, but it's
Um, I think a lot of the paranoia and fear is coming from some of the videos that are coming out. But I mean, I'm not gonna try to downplay it. It's a pretty nasty ass virus.
yeah, yeah. That's definitely the case. So I'm gonna share a screen. We're gonna go over there and look at the cash grab campaign and just kind of we'll watch that video um, that nice video they got. I'm trying to find my screen. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. All right, let's see if we can do this. This trailer is genius, by the way.
I love it. This walk coming up, I freaking love it. I love that walk. I can't get enough of it.
There's the famous flask.
That was a genius idea to start selling those.
Yeah. Hey. All right, Donald. If Vinny is the butt king or the ass king, then you have got to be the king of the double D's.
Well, I got a couple myself. If you've ever seen a picture of me, so I should be pretty good at drawing them.
I, I got you. Uh, I can't minimize this. How do I minimize? There. Well, yeah, $98,000. So it's about to hit six figures. So that's got to be,
Mhm.
man. That's got to be something to be able to say that you're part of something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Congratulations, and
Thanks.
congratulations to Cecil.
Yeah, I bet I'm pretty confident that he's gonna hit 100K sometime tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, he's getting a lot of love about this campaign. A lot of people are putting it out there. Uh, the Dirtworm Doug, did Did you did the cash grab and the art on the Dirtworm?
No,
Doug?
someone else is going to be doing the art on Worm Doug. He asked me to do it, but it would just put the book printing of the book out longer, and I think it would be better. I suggested somebody with a more um kid book sort of style, like those, the little golden books, things like that, and then that spurred up the idea of turning it into like a little golden book sort of parody. But yeah, I thought it would be better if he got somebody who was able to do that sort of childlike art from little ABC books and things like that.
Yeah, it's split up the workload.
Yeah,
To get it complete, get the campaign completed. I understand that.
and
Um,
I would like the money he was going to pay to draw it, but
yeah. Uh, man, this art is really nice, dude. Oh, John Malin, poor
yeah,
fella. Hey, I don't know if he's excited about being the head of the centipede, or if he's not.
he thinks it's hilarious. He thinks it's hilarious. I can't. I hope that Rose still goes through with it and puts John's face on the front. I
He
really do.
probably will. I mean, just from watching War Campaign, I'm sure. I'm sure he bought it for that reason, is to put it on there. Who knows what they'll come up with? If they come up with something better, I'm sure they'll change it so that it's you know whatever they decide to do at the moment. I think it's a kind of a shooting from the hip kind of organization there. All right, cash grab. So I'm gonna go through these tiers. Cecil's not here, but you get the 3 book combo for $75. Get
Yeah,
cash grab.
that's Cash Grab. That's the Human Cecil Pete variant cover. Now, some people think that might be a different book. It's the same book. It just has that cover. That's Human Cecil Pete cover on it, and then you also get Dirtworm Doug. So you get the main book, you get the variant, and you get Dirtworm Doug, which that is a separate book.
Yeah, if you wanted the if you would have to get if you backed out, I think you would have to get both covers because this normal the just the regular cover is it's pretty sweet. I like the way he. This is gonna sound strange, I guess, but he kind of reminds me of Fat Albert sitting on that little bike.
That's great.
And that
that never even crossed my mind. That's great.
and the walk from that trailer, if it's just kind of like the old school, cartoon
Hmm.
Fat Albert to me. I don't know, maybe I'm silly.
Oh, that works.
But
That works. That works 100%. Now that you mention it, I can see it.
it's where did I get? I got off the wrong screen. Oh, there it is.
But yeah,
Uh,
the best deal anybody can get is to get the 3 book combo.
yeah, I think I haven't backed yet, but uh, I'm I'm probably going to back. Uh, but the Kelsey Shannon variant cover is the human centipede, and there was some talk about Anna was trying. She started like a GoFundMe or something to get the cover, and then Roe and them bought it out from under
Yeah, I thought that was funny. I would like to have seen some competition in that. I think that would have been great for the campaign. I think it would have been great for the people watching it, but also seeing that Roe is doing it just to get revenge on John is just chef's kiss.
Yeah, poor old Kelsey though. He got left out in the cold. Now he's gonna have to draw John Malin's face instead of Hannah's face.
Yeah, apparently though Kelsey's still gonna get to draw Anna. There's gonna be like a poster insert of her, so I guess he's gonna be drawing her in a slave Leia bikini, which I'm hoping that doesn't come sticky in the book.
hopefully,
Try to calm
hopefully
down,
not.
Kelsey.
Yeah, hopefully not. Um, the Dirtworm Doug ash can. Of course, we know what that is. It's just the ash can, $25, and then
Yeah,
the cash.
separate story.
Yeah, separate story with the. I, Separate story. We get the cash grab with the Dirtworm Doug. We try to stay neutral here. Cash grab Ashcan with a 2-book combo.
Neutral. What are you talking about? It's just a lovable story about a tapeworm trying to find its place in in an asshole.
Yeah, but I wasn't there for the birth of that tapeworm, so I'm not gonna get in that. I don't want to have to. You see, if I got into it, I'd have to close off my DMs like Cecil's got his closed off, so people couldn't message me.
No, it's completely innocent. It's completely innocent. It has
Yeah,
nothing to do with anybody real.
I understand. Uh, Not at all. Um, then you got the cash grab Ashcan. That's hard to say fast. Cash grab Ashcan, 2-book combo for $50. So you got all three for all three for 75, and then you got the $50 for both of them, and then of
Yeah,
course the
that's
famous flask, which you
the
know
famous flask.
I kind of expected more to have. I mean, 54 is not bad, but I kind of expected more of those to be sold by now. Kind of honestly, when he started talking about it.
I can't see if it's got like a limited availability. I know that he's only going to keep it up there for a limited time, but I don't know if there's like a certain number that it's going to stop at. But yeah, I mean, it just shows you how few drunks there are in Comicsgate.
Yeah, I know that. I know he's talking about doing a limited of 100. I don't know if he's got that. If that's the number he's got in his mind, but I think that. I think maybe Ethan kind of talked him out of it and told him, just to let it run. So I don't know. He may still cut it off early. I just don't know the status on that. So he, who knows? You better get them while you can. Cash grab with Cecil Head sketch.
Yeah, he's gonna be doing those, not me. Just so everybody knows, you can see an example up in the top right corner there of Cecil's drawing, which it's not bad for somebody who says he can't draw.
Yeah, it's
I've seen really underground indie comics that have worse art than that.
Yeah, he's I guess he did all right. I can't really. I'm gonna have to get a closer picture of it or zoom in on it. I can't really see it there. The detail of it.
There might be one if you keep scrolling down. There might be one at the bottom of all the preview pages, but I'm not sure.
Okay. When I first started, I built power lines for a living, like full time. When I first started, I had these Caterpillar type boots that you buy at Walmart, and these boots, when I saw these, they reminded me of the days that I was living paycheck to paycheck, couldn't afford a good pair of boots. But these are those boots. I don't know what you referenced for those, or if you referenced anything, or just drew them out of your head, but.
Timberlands. I was trying to reference Timberlands, but I didn't want it to be completely 100% recognizable. Like I think I just made up a fake ass name on the bottom of the boot, but yeah, I was looking at Tim's.
Yeah, but it's a cool angle, man. I am so impressed. I wish I could draw, dude.
Thanks.
Yeah, you guys amaze me every time with these angles and the way that. I mean, and the coloring by this is by Ink Spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the color is nice too, and then the lettering is by Eric Weathers, I think.
The great Eric Weathers, the sole Comicsgate letterer, apparently.
Yeah, he did my logo for my book Evermatter. I just got it back from him the other day. It looks great. It's my book is more a Celtic or Celtic, however you want to say it. People say it different ways. Celtic, but it's more of a Celtic kind of story, and he did a great job with that.
Cool. Yeah, he's great. I recommend him to anybody.
And he'll probably be doing the interior lettering of my book as well. But yeah, there they are, the Double D's. Oh, Donald, master of the Double D's, owner of the Double D's. Now, you captured something here, and I might get in trouble by saying this, by sounding sexist or whatever, but how come when they look like this, a lot of times they wind up acting like this?
Because usually the hottest women are the craziest.
Yeah, she's sucking up. That's exactly what happens. Like every time. You,
Yeah, he snatched her purse, so she's like, "You're a superhero, aren't you supposed to get in?" He's a little afraid of the guy, like saying, "Did you see how big he was?" So she's trying to butter him up to go do it, and that's a big part of the story. Like the whole book is about him chasing this guy down, but there's more to that purse than we're letting on.
I got you. So the key is in the purse. There's one scene here. It's not this where this guy's got like he's got this prize turtle, and then we do this.
Yeah, it's Shelly, the 150-year-old turtle, celebrating her birthday, and Cecil just smashes her out of her little shell there.
Yeah, and it's got the whole Mario thing going on, and you really captured that too. Uh,
The
man, you
people
did.
seem to be creeped out by the turtle's teeth, but yeah, every Tex Avery cartoon, which is what I'm using as an influence for this book, every Tex Avery cartoon has a. You see it if you see a turtle going really fast, they draw some teeth in him. They give him the human teeth. I think it's funny.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I'm not creeped out by. It. I'm more creeped out by the pink legs and the. And
That's all the goo that's inside the turtle shell.
yeah, but teeth is teeth look fine to me. And the mini bike, man, that's great.
I can't. I can't wait until. I hope at some point he ditches the mini bike in that comic. It's a real pain in the ass to draw, even
Is
with
it?
my kooky ass style. I mean, just
I
trying
know.
to keep it the right size underneath him because it's not supposed to be really big, and it's just kind of. Is he too short? Do I need to lower his legs a little? What? How? It's a lot of times it just looks awkward, and I spend so much time fidgeting with it.
Yeah, I suppose with in different angles, trying to make it look the same panel to panel, it probably is pretty awkward, isn't it?
Yeah, I just decided, F it, I'm gonna draw what looks funniest.
Yeah,
I mean, look at my style. It's not exactly realistic, you know?
yeah. It's very it's very it's got that it's really got that Saturday morning cartoon kind of look. You know, back in the '80s and the '90s with like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it's really
Hmm.
got that. To me, it seems that way.
Yeah, that was a big thing I wanted. I wanted when we brought on ink spots, I wanted to see if he could do like painted backgrounds and then just keep the line work for things that were in the foreground or would be perceived as moving if this was a cartoon. I wanted it to look like a cartoon, painted backgrounds, line art on the characters, and things like that. And he nailed it. He nailed the look that I was going for.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth how the gradient just flows through this. Well, I guess it would be called a non-panel. You know,
Mhm.
whereas the broken panel, I guess I don't know what you want to call it, but I like the way it flows into the sunset. It's just he did an excellent job.
Yeah.
I had to get his contact.
My favorite part is if you scroll back up to I think it's page 2, that bottom panel.
Right.
Now you see those trees and you see the background there. The light pink things, the light pink of the background. Those are my lines that he did a color hold on, but he made them look painted, and then he painted in the texture of the statue from Central Park, and those trees look completely different when I drew them. And then he painted over it, and like I was blown away. I was like, "This is it. This is the guy."
Yeah, he's man, he's really good. Like I said, I'm gonna have to get his contact. I saw where his Twitter handle though. I'm sure I can get a hold of him on Twitter. You know, um, but yeah, he does an excellent job.
Yeah,
The colors are amazing.
I love his painted stuff.
And so, are these anyone in particular, or just
Most of them are a bunch of people off of Twitter. I tried to make the mayor look a little Rudy Giulianish because this takes place in New York, but I also wanted him to just be a generic old politician type, balding, big nose.
yeah,
And but most of them are either people that I pulled from pictures of uh, Central Park or Central Park Zoo, or people that are on Twitter that sent me their pictures. That I asked them, hey, you want to be in the shot? I need some faces. Because you look all the way in the back there, you can see the guy with the cowboy hat. That's Wenger, supposed to be Wenger. I'm not the best at doing likenesses,
Yeah.
but Ethan's back there wearing his all caps shirt. A
Yep.
couple different people.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see. And then you got the shady guy right here.
Somebody sent me their picture, and he's just got sunglasses on and a baseball hat. It looks like he's about to go rob someplace. I'm like, okay, um, I'll put this guy in the park. Maybe he's doing something suspicious, selling drugs, whatever. But my favorite thing is the angry squirrel.
Oh yeah, right down here in the
Yeah.
bottom. Yeah, that little detail. The cop's got his bat belt on with all his bat or whatever.
I tried to keep that as accurate to a New York police officer uniform as I could.
Yeah, that's
Oh, there's the Cecil head sketch we were talking about.
oh, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
He drew. He's got the hair around his nipples and everything. He didn't skip any detail, did
Yeah. And those little curly hairs, a lot of them look like penises.
he? Yeah, it might be. It could be compensating for something. He could have some internal issues that we don't know about, right? Or some external issues that we don't know about. Who knows? All right, stretch goals. So we're waiting. We need 100K so we can. I just want to see what the
gotta
next
see
one
what
is.
that's gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm curious myself.
So he hadn't confided in you what it could be.
No, he's been super busy the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's
So
been.
yes, we barely talked. I mean, he's barely been on live streams too.
I think before it's over with, he's gonna have to add some more because he's got 125 here. I think he's gonna do. Let's see, it's at 100 now. Yeah, he'd probably do. What's your best guess, Donna? What do you think? I mean, it's not. We're not gonna hold you to it. What do you think your best? I'm gonna say 175 or 180.
Yeah, if he keeps it open, like if he puts it in demand for another month, I think he'll probably get to 175, maybe 200. If he gets on live streams and pushes it, he's a lot better at selling than I am. He's got a bigger audience, much bigger audience on his channel, and those are the people he needs to be selling to. But busy guy's busy.
I got a question from Rot 10 Glory. Says there seems to be a little animosity between you and Cecil. Is that a thing, or is it just character play that feeds into the whole cash grab marketing thing, or is it just his perception?
That's just me and Cecil goofing around. Like I'm giving him a hard time about bonuses, and it's like if this gets to this, I definitely want a $50 bonus. But no, we're definitely on good terms. We're gonna stage a fake fight where I'm gonna walk away from the project in about a month.
Got you. He's gonna have to pay a bonus, right? If he ain't got the book done, or he's have to find an artist that can mimic you. That's that's a real concern if you're not the artist. When you're a writer and you're like paying these artists, and you pay them, and then you get halfway, you pay them for half the book, they get halfway through the book, and you're like, please don't walk away because I'm gonna have to, because it could cost you really in all seriousness.
Yeah, that really sucks. Thankfully I'm an artist, so I've never experienced that, but Cecil unfortunately had to experience that, and it took another year for him to get this book going.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of the history on that. It's a terrible thing, to have to. Like I said earlier, I just want to make a book. I don't want to have to deal with any of the other mess that comes along with it. I'm just here to make a good book, make a good story, entertain people, make them laugh, make them connect with the characters and so forth. And
yeah, if you can do it all yourself, that's the best. If somebody can draw, I really encourage them to try their hand at writing. Just do a couple of scripts, get the terrible ones out of the way, get some feedback on them, grow. That's something I'm doing because I'd like to write my own books, soonish. I'm also delving into back into coloring to be a better colorist, and I'm uh, picking up lettering again because it's a lettering is like a peripheral hobby of mine. I can do it, but I'm not using the best programs that I could to be doing it. Like I'm using Manga Studio in order to to do scratch dialogue in my stuff. So I play around with trying to learn lettering as I'm doing that. But when I get confident enough in myself to letter something, then I'm going to jump over into AI, which, uh, Adobe Illustrator, which is what most letterers use. So if you can try to learn as many skills as you can to do the book, like Narwhal, he writes, draws, colors. I don't know if he lettered Earthbound or not.
I was just looking at this. He's it showed up on the things I might be interested in. So I guess I might be interested in a toothbrush. Maybe they know something I don't. But Earthbound came up and it said 25,000. He said that Zach was. I saw on a stream that he said that Zach was really into the Earthbound book, and that he just because Zach promoted him a little bit, he
Hmm.
got 100 backers just from Zach's promotion. So that's
Yeah.
great.
Zach is becoming a comic influencer over the past 3 years, and that's evident by him being able to get the Expendables.
Yes, yes.
But it's
Uh,
well deserved praise. I got the digital copy of Earthbound, and it's phenomenal.
so I was looking at the foreign agent, and I was looking at that style, and I was trying to decide whether I liked it or whether I didn't like it. Because at first, you kind of glance at it and you're like, eh, but then you see the animation, like the video, really sells the book because when you watch the animation and then you go to look at the panels, it's just like you're watching the animation. So,
Hmm.
man, that it looks good to me.
When I first saw Narwhal style, what immediately popped into my mind was like, this guy's kind of like a very lean Bill Plimpton. It's scratchy, very gestural, and it's full of energy, just completely full of energy, and it works. It works with what he's doing. But Bill Plimpton works with colored pencils. Narwhal just has a pen and ink version of that,
Yeah,
but
it's
it really works for what he's doing.
it's a good looking book. It and the name, it's just the name and the style and everything just fits perfectly. It's got the foreign agent. It's got that foreign film kind of feel to it. I mean,
Hmm.
I, I probably had to back that one. I probably had to back that one too.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, that's what.
Valentine's Day is coming up, but trying to save some ducats to get that foreign agent book.
Oh, Valentine's Day, man. I hope if I hope my wife ain't watching this stream, but Valentine's Day comes every year, man. There's Valentine's Day, then there's Christmas, and then there's birthdays, and then there's anniversary. It never ends, dude. I'm like, come on. We don't have, I don't think that I have that many holidays that she has to get from me. It is the imbalance of power that, uh,
I feel you, but in my mind, she spit out two kids. I can at least buy her some flowers and chocolate.
yeah, you're right. I do the same, but at the same time, I'm thinking, oh gosh, it's that time of year again.
Yeah, it creeps up on you.
Yeah, it does. And but like you, man, she takes care of the family and she takes care of all of the everything that I need taken care of while I'm at work. I work out of town, like I'm in this hotel, so but she takes care of all the house stuff. Great
Yeah,
woman, so she
yeah.
deserves it.
Oh yeah. It's just the only pain in the ass about it is that it just creeps up on you because it's not New Year's, it's not Christmas, it's not Thanksgiving, it's not a birthday. It's just like you know, it's hard to explain, but it's not as fun. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't want
you're
to say
right
that
about
because I'll get slapped in the back of the head.
well, you're right about creeping up because it
You
was
you
my
just kind of forget that it's coming.
Yeah, mine's in LA, and I was thinking, well, it's still a week away. But then I was thinking, oh God, I got to mail it. And then I looked at it was yesterday. It was the 10th, so I ain't got time. I got to go. So I had to go shopping yesterday after work. So it was, what do we do? I'm a procrastinator, I guess. I wait till the last minute to buy all those gifts and things. So
Most men are.
yeah. Um, but back to comics. Uh,
What, you don't want to turn this into a relationship channel?
uh, no, not
I can
really
give a
because
lot of terrible advice on that too.
I was gonna
Don't get me
say
wrong.
I give terrible advice. So if you want my advice, I haven't figured it out yet. I'm sure somebody in chat's probably figured out how to do everything just perfect, but not me. I'm not the vet advice guy. I've messed up more than my fair share. So I was looking at the splash page. Let me ask you something, Donald, about your style. Whenever you get a script, how do you, as an artist, how do you like it? Do you like it wrote out panel by panel? I want you to do this, I want you to do that, or would you rather have the script wrote out in a like a, I guess, just a summary type fashion, kind of like Marvel style? I guess is what you'd
Like
call it.
Marvel style. Somewhere in between. I mean, I like to know the beats of the page, at least. I don't need to have it be, panel one, panel two, panel six kind of deal. I can figure all that out myself, and usually I'm either gonna add a panel or subtract a panel, depending on the visual flow that I think works. But to me, it's really somewhere in the middle. It's a little descriptive, but it's also just loose enough to say you're not confined to drawing exactly this many panels. And I get the different types of scripts, and usually people will tell me you don't have to like hold fast and true to what's being put down. Like on Vestige, Gat and Steve, they really put a lot of effort into that script. They did it, panel here, panel one, panel two, panel three, and they described shots, and like, but they told me, this is what I see in my head. Do what you think works, which was great because I've worked with other writers that have said, this is what I see in my head. This is what I want you to draw, kind of deal, and those are a pain in the ass. But
Well, I think I
Gat,
like. Go
sorry,
ahead.
go ahead.
I think I like writing it like it's not so much because I like to have control, but a lot of times when I write page one, uh, panel 1.1, or well, page one, panel one, it's kind of like a bullet point. It's not really that I'm expecting you to stay within those guidelines. It's just I make it's kind of like writing a bullet point, and I can write the description of that, and then go on. It's a lot easier for me than to write like out a novel type, or a chapter book type script.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, and that's I think really that's a perfect way to work. If you want to look at panel numbering as kind of bullet points, and then you let your artist work from that. That's a good collaboration, and that's what most artist writer teams. Those are some of the best that get done. When you tell, like, when a writer tells an artist, "This is the panel I want, and this is how I want it drawn," and don't deviate from that, then you're taking away creativity from the person who's working on your book, and it's just going to turn out crappy. So if you can let the artist be a little creative and not have to stick to exactly what's written, and just expand a little bit or change the angle, like this angle would work better for this reason or whatever, it's a truly collaborative effort. But if you're comfortable writing in that panel by panel by panel description, you just leave a note for the artist to say, work from this. These are bullet points, and that's really a good thing. But I've had scripts that are very very loose, like complete Marvel style, that just had little snippets of dialogue. Like, here's the big dialogue point, and and then the other extreme was that to that was get Hanzo's script, which was very detailed in what he wanted. He even put down references, but he knew that it would be better if he also allowed me to do my own things. Like, this is how I saw it, but I trust you to do your thing if you see that it needs to be changed. Most of the time, I stuck to what he had written because he had some really great panel ideas and scenes laid out. I thought, this is great. I don't need to change anything. But
Yeah, it's
having
like
that
this.
option it relieved a lot of stress from me and allowed me to still kind of feel like I was being creative, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand completely. It's like the shot that we're looking at right here, where you're looking up at the guy, kind of focused from the bottom of the guy, where he's just totally off the ground. See, I would have never thought to suggest that, if I was trying to take control, because normally we're at eye level, so unless
Mhm.
you've done this in the past, I don't think anybody would think, so it's. And you're paying, if you're paying your artist, you're paying a good bit for them to be an artist, right? So for the
Mhm.
creativity that they've the skills that they've amassed over the years. So I think, yeah, let your artist go. I mean, if you hire a reputable, artist, you shouldn't have to
Yeah.
hold their hand.
Yeah, and that would be my advice to anybody. It's like most people when they write, even if they write, they're writing comic books, they think in terms of movies, seeing a movie play out in their head. For a writer, they're mostly focused on the story, and they're not necessarily thinking about, this camera angle works for this shot and it tells a story this way with this composition. But for an artist, when we go see a movie, we're thinking more about uh, the picture and the composition than we are about the story. We're more focused on the visual, and the writer is more focused on the cerebral. And when you can combine that and let the two play off each other, that's really great. So far, I've had that kind of relationship with Gat and the guys on Vestige, and I've had that kind of relationship with Cecil on Cash Grab, but they're giving me two different scripts. So that's the most important thing, is having that collaborative uh, gelling of the two minds more than anything else.
Well, also you said something about being too loose. So that would have to be exhausting as an artist too, if it's too loose on you, because then you're trying to figure out the story, as well as draw the story.
Yeah,
If that makes sense.
yeah. Like I've worked from a script like that, and it was, and that's okay because like I said earlier, I like to dabble in writing a little bit, and it helped me improve a little bit on that. But yeah, it can be a little daunting. Like, my brain is supposed to be focused on this one element, and now I got to focus on both elements at the same time. So I got to figure out the story, and then I've got to also figure out how to fit it on the page. Like, what are the beats? Because I've gotten a script where it's just like two paragraphs. This is what happens. This is what This is, we get from here to here to here. Here's some dialogue that has to go on this page. I'm like, okay, so I got to turn that into however many pages.
It's kind of like, what did you do? What did you what part of the story did you contribute to the team?
Yeah, it's like, what are you
you
being
know,
paid for?
yeah, I got you. Uh, Cash grab. Let's see. I didn't even look to see. It's got he put a $500 flexible goal. He knew he was gonna do more than that. Uh,
Oh yeah,
1,200
you
backers.
do that on these campaigns, because once you blow past that, it increases the chances of you be showing up on the front page as a recommendation.
Okay, see, I didn't realize. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that it had anything to do with the algorithm. I thought it was just, he knew he was going to get, he knew he was going to make it. He knew that the $500, he knew he was going to make enough to pay for the book. So the $500 was the minimum. I
Oh
had no
yeah.
idea that it affected the uh,
Yeah, I
algorithm.
learned I learned that myself this year. Um, that's definitely something you only want to do if you know you're going to make enough money to, print, however many copies people are. are buying. Because if you put like $100 goal and three people buy $100 flexible goal and three people buy your book, well, you still gotta print a book.
Yeah, that's right. After you've already paid, whatever it cost for, to produce the book. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's if you're not going to make $100,000 on it, and you think that you might not hit it, I guess the best thing to do would be a
Hmm.
fixed goal of what it would take to actually print the book, which is pretty much common
Yeah,
sense, I think.
it's a good way to cheat the algorithm and get some eyes on the book on the recommendations page. But I always recommend to people that you you go to a printing company and you get a quote for let's say 1,000 copies, and then you take that and you double it for the shipping, and then that's your goal.
Okay,
That's a good base to start with. Like if you print 1,000 copies, that's gonna be like $4,000, let's say. You double that, and that'll be $8,000. So your goal for the campaign should be $8,000.
I got you. That makes sense. That's
But that number has to be based on what you perceive your audience is going to be. Like if you have a larger audience, like if you have over uh 2,000 followers on Twitter, you could probably get a few hundred. If you go on the big streams like Ethan's, you probably get a few hundred more. So you got to take that into account as well.
I got you. I got you. Yeah, there's a lot. I'm kind of nervous about my campaign because I get on stream with some of you guys, and y'all have all these great tips and this advice, and I'm just kind of like, where do you learn that at? Where did you find that out at? Or where are you getting this information from? And I feel like I'm unequipped.
Well, a lot of the information I get comes from just watching the streams with when Ethan and John are talking about how to do a campaign. When John does his interviews on Comicsgate Presents, if you go back to watch those early ones, he goes and he talks about a lot of that info about how to do that. And then there's a great show called The Prophet where it's about this guy that goes in and sort of saves businesses by investing in them.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
And
a great show.
it's a really great show to learn some business aspects as well as Restaurant Impossible, because that's where I got the number for the printing. Because in the food industry, when you're in a restaurant, you take the cost of your food, and then you take that cost, and that's the cost for labor, and then that's the cost for uh, something else. I can't remember what the third one was. Basically, you take that number and it's times three, and that's what you charge for the plate. Does that make
I got
sense?
you. Yeah,
And
yeah,
so I took that and I applied it to the campaigns, and it seems to work out just fine. Most people, this is how many books that I'm hoping to print, and I perceive that I'm gonna print. Well, this is also what it'll cost for shipping. But even if you do medium mail, you're still gonna need some of that money for shipping, for packaging, and things like that.
yeah. There's definitely an overhead. I think there's more overhead than what people uh, anticipate a lot of
Mm.
times.
Oh yeah.
I don't think.
There's I've seen people talk about the medium mail and that how some of the package will come in and it'll say like it was $2.14 to ship this one book, and then it was 2.46 to ship this other book. But you also got to take into account the cost of the mailer that it came in, the time it took to package it, the backing board, the sleeve time, the cost of the printing machine to in order to print out that label. All sorts of things factor into that.
Yeah, there's definitely the shipping is a majority of the price
Yeah.
of most of these campaigns. These guys have said, I've seen these guys say it a lot of times. Well, I made this much money, but more than half was shipping, or about half was shipping, or I guess it's according on how much you make. Uh, but So, yeah, that's a big part of it. And then international shipping too. I see a lot of guys. I think everybody's trying to figure out what to do with international shipping.
Oh my
That's
gosh, that's killing a lot of people, and it's still hard to figure out. There's this it's hard to figure out just like $1 amount that you want to put in there in order to make it, fair for everybody, and you don't want to sit there and go through every single country. But what it boils down to is that most of these campaigns, if you want it to be exact and exactly fair, you're going to have to look up the cost of shipping a uh, a weighted package. You have to get the package weighed, so you have to know the weight, and then you have to determine that cost on this website. I can't remember what the website is, but you can Google it. You can find it if you Google it. It'll tell you what the shipping cost will be from like the U.S. or to any country in the world, or from Australia to any country in the world. You know, and I think a lot of these campaigns are going to have to start doing that in order to answer some of these questions that or complaints that people have. Like this is the cost of it to send it to your country. I'm sorry, it's $146 to send it to Siberia.
Yeah, I was talking to some of the UK guys, and they were saying that it costs way more for us to ship packages to them than it does for them to ship packages to us. So it's definitely a
Yeah, I don't know why that is, but yeah, like it costs. I remember looking this up a while ago, but it was going to cost like $25 to ship from Florida to the UK. I think I'm charging $20. I think I charged $20 for shipping to the rest of the world, and then did $5 to the US and Canada. But depending on where it goes, it's going to cost more or less. And if it's $24 just to get from the east coast of the US to England, then imagine how much it's going to cost to get to like Russia or Japan.
yeah. The thing is, it seems like Indiegogo, because my wife had a Shopify store for a little while, and it figured the shipping for you. I wonder. I wonder when Indiegogo's, if they will ever come up with a uh, 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 automated shipping calculator or something like that. It would sure help out for.
That would be fantastic, but it would also have to, I think a lot of it would have to depend on the weight of the package being sent.
Yeah, your individual campaign.
Yeah, because some people are going to get packages that weigh more than others. If they got two books or three books, it's going to weigh more than one book.
3 books in a flask.
Yeah, so and that's gonna set off the weight, because if it's more than a pound, it starts jumping up in price.
Yeah, yeah. Back to Valentine's, I sent that package today. It cost me $15 to send it from here to from Mississippi to LA. So
Dang.
that was about 2 pounds. So was it that bad? I don't guess. I don't know. It's still
Yeah,
expensive. Of
I
course,
mean,
you're going across country.
I sent Cecil that back cover to Cash Grab, and I think it was like $8. It was a sheet of paper in an envelope, with some cardboard backing. That thing weighed basically nothing, and it was almost $10 to ship it.
And how much? It didn't take up no space on whatever truck or whatever airplane it was on. It didn't take up no space.
No,
It,
it's probably on the floor underneath the driver's foot.
and then these shipping companies act like they can't make money. So I don't know where that's coming from. There's some mismanagement going on somewhere. But yeah. Is there anything else you want to say about cash grab, Donald?
No, just go back it, show Cecil some support, show me some love. Get it to 100K. Maybe he'll give me a $20 bonus. Maybe he'll send me a hot dog from New York or something. Maybe a slice. I like
Yeah,
pizza.
he's
I like
just,
pizza.
he's gonna spend your bonus on shipping costs for your hot dog.
And yeah, and go check out Vestige by Gat Hanzo, the War Campaign. That's also a fantastic book. Different style, a little more serious about what if weapons in history had spirits attached to them? Cool concept, great book, great story.
Yeah, that is a cool concept. I seen that a while back, and it's one of those I have yet to back. I'm looking at backing Cash Grab. I'm looking at backing. I'm really looking at backing Narwhale's book.
Mhm.
So I like those two, and then I like there's this one. What's the name of it? It's if I had to try to think of it, it's not a very well known guy. He does the well, heck, that's what you get for trying to talk about something you wasn't prepared for. But uh, there's a few books out there that I'm looking to back this month as soon as paycheck rolls around. So
Yeah,
uh,
I think that's the
yeah,
downside
so
to comics gaze is there's so much good stuff coming out and you know not enough money to buy.
I was looking at this company called Bad Idea. That have you've heard about them, right? Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, it's the new company. Yeah, they put out a preview of one of their books, the ENIAC, I think is the name of it, and I was comparing it to some of the Comicsgate books, and man, I think the Comicsgate books got them for sure.
nice. Yeah, I haven't looked at too much of their product. I learned that they were that they had created their company and that they were going to be putting out comics, and I read their manifestos, saw a couple of videos on it, but I haven't actually checked out their products yet.
Yeah, I think yesterday they put out their first sneak peek of what they call sneak peek, but it's it's publicized all over the world, right? But their sneak peek of it's ENIAC. So yeah, if you get a chance to Google that, check it out, and you'll see. I think that a lot of the
Right
comics, I'm
on.
not saying every Comicsgate book is at that level, but a lot of the Comicsgate books are at that quality or better. So
We try. We want to make sure. I mean, we want to, even though we're not going to, outdo Marvel and DC. We want to at least try to compete on their level of quality, and we can. There's some great printers out there. You get great artists, great writing, great colors. It's easy to do. You just got to pay for it.
yeah,
You know.
you have to be smart. You have to be a good business person, and it's not all about art and writing. It's about having a little bit of business sense too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's unfortunate because I suck at business.
yeah, me too. I'm trying to duplicate what some of these other guys are doing, man, and it just seems hopeless. Like I said earlier, it seems like you're shouting out into the wind sometimes, but uh, people are listening. People see what's going on. Even if we don't know that they're watching, they're
Mhm.
watching.
Yeah,
There's mainstream guys and there's mainstream companies. They see what's going on.
definitely. They've got their eyes on us. Absolutely. The people have come into DMs talking about it. And I know for a fact that there's going to be more coming out. Going to be more people making the jump. You're already seeing some of them starting. I'm not going to name names and tell you who, but I'm already seeing some of those people. They're starting. They're starting to follow that Comicsgate formula of building your audience on social media so that you can crowdfund.
Yeah, see, now I gotta hurry up and get my book out. They got me a gunshot. I gotta hurry up and get it out.
Yeah.
All right, man. It was good talking to you. We've been on about an hour. I'm not gonna keep you too much longer, but I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you coming on my channel and just talking to me
Yeah.
about
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, no problem. Have a great night. And if you just want to hang out just a few minutes after the stream, after I
Sure.
end it, I appreciate it. All right. Hey, have a good night, guys. I hope that your imagination runs wild and that all of your dreams come true.